Hello, this is Leah McQueen, and talking about some more down ballot candidates because I just love them. They're fun to talk about, and they're very important, more important than people realize. And so it's good to keep track of who we're sending into office. As a matter of fact, Bernie Sanders has endorsed quite a few down ballot candidates. He's picked them out, he's name checked them. He said, I definitely want you to help me, and I definitely want you to be in office where you can help your district and the people who are counting on you to represent their issues. And so the two latest that he named, I mentioned just their names in a previous video, but I wanted to share a little bit more information about them. Okay, so on the Berniecrats network, the berniecrats.net website, you can see Paul Clements. He is a candidate in Michigan. And if you remember, way back early in this primary race, Bernie Sanders had a tremendous effect on Michigan. Michigan has been hurting for a while, and Bernie Sanders came along and just said, you know what, we need some progress here. We need some people who care about what happens here. And Michigan responded. They gave him their support, and he is asking the state of Michigan to once more go to the ballot box, and this time it's on August 2nd. They had their presidential primary on March 8th. Bernie is saying, would you please make that same effort that you made for me back in March, and this time vote for the down ballot candidates on August 2nd. These are the state candidates, the local candidates. There's actually a total of 6 candidates, and you can see all 6 of them at the berniecrats.net site. You just go to that website and scroll on down to Michigan. And you'll see Paul Clements is one of the 6. And this is who Bernie has name checked and endorsed. Paul Clements, he is running for a U.S. representative of the 6th District. He's got his Clements for Congress website. He's got a Twitter, a Facebook, and an Instagram. All sorts of information that you can use to learn more about who Paul Clements is and why Bernie Sanders thinks he's vital to the overall progressive revolution that's still ongoing all summer as we add more and more people to positions of power. And I think that's really important in Michigan. We've heard about their water supply being poisoned and the local politicians allowing that to happen, which is unacceptable. And so the more progressives, and not just D, not just someone with the D by their name, someone who's listed on berniecrats.net who is confirmed as progressive, as Bernie leaning, they either endorse Bernie or they supported his platform in some way, or they've shown that they're progressive in their past record. These are the Bernie leaning Berniecrats that we actually want to send into office. And so Bernie wants you to support Paul Clements. And I'm going to add that there are other Berniecrats on this list that you can support. And where you cannot support a Berniecrat, if you run out of candidates in the August 2nd primary, vote Green. Green is on the ballot in Michigan. And so besides the Berniecrats that are on this list that are Bernie leaning and Bernie focused, if you run out of candidates, like you vote for the ones you want and you say, who else do I vote for? Vote for the green that's on the ballot. If you find a green on your ballot, go ahead and check that space. So the other name that Bernie Sanders name checked is Eric Kingston. Eric Kingston is in New York. And so New York is Bernie's hometown, of course. He's got a connection there. There are actually a total of 15 candidates running for office. Now, New York has 3 primary dates. So for president, of course, it was April 19th. And then they have a federal primary, which is June 28th. And then they have their state and local primary, which is September 13th. So you definitely want to keep all three of those dates in mind. Eric Kingston is running for U.S. Representative of New York of the 24th District. And so that is actually a federal office. And so when you get to berniecratz.net and you want to know which date is the date you need to show up to vote for that Bernie endorsed candidate, Eric Kingston, June 28th is the date that you want to do that. June 28th. And then after June 28th, come back again on September 13th and vote for your state and local people. But for Eric Kingston specifically, Bernie is asking the state of New York, all the people, the electorate there, the citizens, the voters, to come back to the ballot box and definitely make a show for Eric Kingston. Show up and show out for Eric Kingston for U.S. Representative. And these are just a few that of many that are on berniecratz.net. You can just, whatever state that you're in, you can look at that list and check the date of when people are voting, and then show up and show out at the ballot box. And wherever you can't vote for a Berniecrat, vote for a green. If you see green on your ballot, you can be sure that the environment, healthcare, and education, and social justice, and many other issues on like trade will be in very good hands. Okay? Good luck, and see you at the ballot box.